The school year is coming to an end, so we're going to wrap up the 2015-2016 season. We have a lot of guests, plus a very special pop quiz, next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. Catholic League and the team that everybody's talking about. One final thought, let's get a big, bold prediction. Welcome to another edition of Varsity Voice presented by SFBN. I'm your host, Ari Bluestein, joined by Mike Samsel and Frankie Stokes today. And Frankie, it's the end of the year. Can you believe we're already at this point?
I know. It seems like just yesterday we were down at Pennsbury getting ready for football, and here we are wrapping up the year.
Yeah, speaking of football, Mike, you had the opportunity to call one of the best games, not only in SFBN history, but perhaps in the city's history.
Yeah, absolutely. Wood and Imhotep, they played an absolutely outstanding game the year before this one. Everybody was looking forward to that game for 12 months, and then this game came, and boy, did it live up to every single bit of the hype. Mike Crawford had, to me, it had to have been the play of the year when he ripped the football away and was able to take it all the way the other way to score a touchdown. And the funny thing was, you mentioned I was calling that game. I actually saw the field kind of open up. I thought Archbishop Wood was actually going to score. I thought it was an excellent play. Crawford stands the runner up, and then I thought, okay, stopped him, great play, and then he rips the football away and starts running in the other direction. It was stunning.
It really was a great play and a great game. Imhotep wins that game to win the district, go on to win states. We talked to them in studio, and speaking of a state championship, we had a couple of them in basketball as well, Frankie.
We did. We got to see the PCL champs down at the Palestra. That's always an awesome experience. Although Newman Goretti fell short, they redeemed themselves in the state champs.
Yeah, the girls and the boys winning states in Hershey, and and the Palestra, Roman, and Archbishop Wood winning the boys and girls respectively. Of course, phenomenal games. And Mike, we've had a lot of state champions already from this area, and we're in the midst of the spring season, coming down the home stretch, and quite a few opportunities for some local teams to win some state championships.
Yeah, the last episode that I was on with you, we talked a lot about lacrosse and the Interact challenges coming up, and what a hugely fun tournament that is, because it's not just the Interact, but you're also talking teams from New Jersey like Hunn, like Lawrenceville, Shipley School plays in it, and that's the de facto state championship, the Interact challenge. And two teams that I really think have a great opportunity, Haverford and Malvern. That's going to be a great tournament to watch.
It certainly will be, and we've got in the PIAA on the boys and girls lacrosse side, we have some teams. You have Conestoga and Garnet Valley on the girls, and a couple other teams on the boys. LaSalle out of the Catholic League, they have a shot, and quite a few teams in baseball and softball as well. And I'm sure there's going to be some great moments coming from the spring. But Frankie, from the fall and winter, are there any moments that really stand out to you that were just so great during the year?
There is actually. I would say my favorite moment was the boys PCL soccer championship between Roman and Judge. It was a hard, tough-fought game, very physical. Roman came out on top in overtime with penalty kicks, and it was just a great game.
It was just such a thrilling finish. I was there with you for that, and just PCL soccer on the girls and boys side, just phenomenal. And Mike, other than that phenomenal game that you had the chance to call, any other moment that stands out for you?
The one that stands out to me, because I am ego-driven as I am, the other game that I called the Paces State Championships. What a great game that was. Devin Goodman for GA and the great team at Westtown. There were 5 or 6 players in that game that I think legitimately have a chance to play pro basketball sometime, obviously led by Mo Bamba. And I think that's a game we may look back in 5 or 6 years as those guys are playing on some professional floor and going, wow, I remember those guys win.
So many great moments. You guys talked about a few. We're going to talk about some more on the show. And when we return here on this recap show, we've got some great guests next on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Tommy Green, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. When I was in high school, it was very important to me to show scouts what I could do. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you're a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Bucksmont Indoor Sports Center is the area's largest indoor sports and event center with over 78,000 square feet of playing and expo surface. we offer year-round programs for toddlers to teens, as well as an extensive adult league program in a variety of sports. Celebrate your birthday with an unforgettable party. Choose from Nerf turf tag, bubble soccer, or a variety of activities for a party everyone will be talking about. Bucksmon is the first and only facility in the area to offer bubble ball soccer. See if you have what it takes to beat the bubble. Visit our facility, conveniently located in Hatfield, PA. For the love of the game, it's Bucksmon Indoor Sports Center.
I got the personal attention I needed, I had a lot of options when I graduated, and as far as I'm concerned, this is my dream job.
Ryder prepared me for my NBA career, and I also got the education that I need for life after basketball.
I had 6 teaching internships while I was at Ryder, and right after graduation, I started a career that I love.
Welcome back to Varsity Voice. Being joined right now by the Archbishop Wood Vikings girls basketball team. I can name all the championships they've won, but there's been too many of them. Claire Bassetti's over there. That's Bailey Greenberg, and head coach Mike McDonald joins us as well. Guys, thanks so much for a couple minutes today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Claire, we'll start out with you. A 4-6 start to the season. I'm sure you're excited to hear champions of everything now, but it might not have felt that exciting early in the season with the start.
Yeah, we went out to Arizona early in the season, and we played in the Nike Tournament of Champions. And they always pair us up with good teams, so we were expecting high competition. We weren't expecting a 1-3 result, so coming back to Philadelphia, I think we were all frustrated and worried to what the rest of the season would bring. And then we played O'Hara, and we lost, so we were like, oh man. Everyone was pretty frustrated and worried. And that was the point in the season where Bailey and I realized we really needed to step up our leadership role if we wanted to accomplish anything really in the season.
Mike, they talked about the high expectations, the tough schedule. You're the one who makes the schedule. So what goes into making a national schedule like that, heading out to Arizona, playing, countrywide teams?
You're just looking for the best teams out there, so we're ready for the end of the year games, these championship games, and we know which kids are comfortable playing in those games. If you're playing against not teams that aren't at that level, you're never going to know what you're made of at the end of the season. And then when you're in a tough situation, who knows what's going to happen. We like to know what's expected. But the Nike tournament, as Claire said, you're going to get 4 very good games. They're the best teams in the country out there. So we go out there, we want to win the games. We want to win every game we play in, but sometimes it doesn't happen. There was frustration for sure, but the point of those games is to play them more so, and get better from them, more than just winning them. So I think the goal was accomplished there. And then coming home and playing O'Hara, that they're one of the top teams in our league.
Right.
And then we played St. Anthony's out in New York when we came home, and we lost to them, and the next thing you know, we're 4-6.
Right.
But fortunately, we had these kids over here turn the season around, turn the team around, and we got rolling from there.
Well, we mentioned all the accolades that went into this season for this Archbishop Wood team, including winning the PCL championship over Newman Goretti. Bailey, this is a team that spent time at number 1 in the country, and you guys were able to knock them off. What did that mean to you?
That was probably one of the greatest feelings ever, just because we played them 2 times in a row, and we've came so close both times, and we couldn't beat them. And this year we finally did. And everyone worked so hard, the coaches, the players, the managers, so it's so cool.
Right. Claire, now on to you. I mean, you guys go through, you win the PCL, you knock off Newman Goretti. All right, it's this great feeling. Oh no, now we have to reload and get ready for the state championship. How did you guys kind of reset your focus?
I think the mindset after winning against Newman Goretti was, we can do this. I think we all believed in ourselves after. And it really was just all uphill from there. We all had, our chemistry was awesome. We all played for each other, and we all had the same mindset that we wanted to be state champs too.
Coach, a PIAA championship, a PCL championship for you, named by USA Today as the top coach in Pennsylvania. What stands out most to you about this season?
The Catholic League Championship, just an incredible environment, incredible history and tradition in the Catholic League, and playing down at the Fleshers, it's unbelievable. It's surreal. to be a coach down there for the last 3 years is incredible. To win the Catholic League Championship is unbelievable. And we talk a lot about the history of Wood winning the 3 state championships in a row from 2010 to 2012, being in so many Catholic League championships in a row, but this is only the 3rd Catholic League championship in the school history. So while we talk about the history of all these teams, they're special this year because it's just the 3rd one in the school's history.
Claire, you talked about you two stepping up into a leadership role this year. Bailey, you won PA Player of the Year. Talk about what that meant to you, early in the season, then moving on to win all the accolades and Player of the Year for yourself.
It's a really nice honor to receive. I didn't know they gave that honor out, so it was really cool. But I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of my coaches, teammates, and my family, especially my parents. So.
And last question for you guys. You're moving on to DeSales. You're going to be a 2-sport athlete, play soccer and basketball. You're moving on to Drexel Bailey. So Claire, we'll start with you first. What does that mean to move on to the next level and be able to play collegiately?
It definitely is a great excitement. Everyone always asks me, like, Claire, what sport are you going to play in college? So being able to say I can play both of the sports I love is an awesome feeling.
Bailey?
I'm really excited for Drexel because it's local. My family can continue to come to all my games. I get to see my parents whenever I want. And I really like the coaching staff, the girls on the team, and the school's amazing. So.
Mike McDonald, Bailey Greenberg, Claire Bassetti, guys, thanks so much for joining us and congratulations on a great year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more after this. You're watching Varsity Voice on the Comcast Network.
Welcome back. We are now joined by head coach Dave Chichilitti, Sarah Dowalo, and Hunter Hart of Neshaminy Softball. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Coach, you're now in your 6th year. Talk about the growth of the Neshaminy Softball program.
Neshaminy has always been a successful program. Since I've taken over, I'm into my 6th season now, 5 years ago. The team has done very well. This past year, I won, the program has won their 100th game under me. We've been to the playoffs every year. We've won 4 of the 5 last SOL national championships, and we're on pace, hopefully, to win another one. I've been blessed to have some great players, and we've done extremely well since I've been here.
Well, you just talked briefly about, this year's team, hopefully on pace to get there. Talk about this year's team, the makeup of this year's team, and the chances that you guys have to really make a run in districts and maybe even in the state tournament.
That's the goal. The ultimate goal is to make that run in the state tournament, and I believe that starts with our seniors. We have 5 seniors. We have 3 that are everyday players that were a part of the 2013 team that went to the state championship game and fell just short in extra innings. So I believe having the experience that they have on the field from already playing in that game, that's going to put us over the top. We have a host of juniors. We have a junior on third base, a junior on shortstop, Devin Mashuli, Hunter plays third, and a junior at first base in Rebecca Dixon. So we have our infield is very solid with leadership and experience. And then we have 3 very capable pitchers. We could go from right or left. We have Sarah with us, our lefty starter. And we have a lot of talent. It's just about this team being able to play together and picking up momentum and steam going into the playoffs.
Sarah, this is your 2nd year on the team and your 1st season as a starting pitcher. What has this been like for you?
It's been a great experience just to challenge myself and push myself as far as I can with each game. And it's been a great experience to make a family with the team.
Now, only being a sophomore, you have already committed to Villanova. What went into that process?
I felt really comfortable there when I went on my visit, and the Coach Maria is very sweet and very nice, and she has been coaching there for many years, and I felt like I could trust her. And it's very close to home. My parents could watch me play.
Hunter, the past 2 seasons were a little disappointing and falling short in districts. How are you this year as a junior pushing your team forward?
Well, as an underclassman, I always looked up to my seniors, but now I'm the upperclassman, I'm a junior. My goal is to push the underclassmen because I want my seniors to end their career with a win.
Now tell me some of the highlights of this season so far.
Well, we had a big game versus Villa Maria, which was our coach's 100th win. We also had a game versus Council Rock North, which we won in a walk-off due to our senior, Sophie Poreski. All these games will push us into the districts.
Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And up next, a very special edition of Pop Quiz on Varsity Voice presented by SFBN.
Hi, I'm Marty Bystrom, former pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. In my experience in Major League Baseball, I know how important it is for high school athletes to gain exposure. My friends at Payroll Service Solutions are huge supporters of high school sports and the Sports Fan Base Network. If you are a small to medium-sized business in need of a payroll company, contact Payroll Service Solutions. Not only will they take care of you, they will continue to support the community. For more information, contact Payroll Service Solutions at 215-624-0922 or 866-PAY-EASY.
Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Do you like pro sports?
Yeah.
You like college sports?
Of course.
You like high school sports?
I guess.
Maybe you just don't know much about them.
Hey, voice in the sky.
Huh?
Where can I go to learn more about Philadelphia area high school athletics?
Just watch Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN.
Pop Quiz is brought to you by Gear Up, a federally funded program designed to increase the number of students who are prepared to enter and succeed in post-secondary education. Gear Up provides early college awareness and academic support to students beginning no later than 7th grade, following them through high school graduation. For more information, go to www.philasd.org. Welcome back. It's time for the Pop Quiz, and we brought back our 3 top students from this past year, Sean Lerman, Aaron Ace Carter, and Geoff Harris. Thank you guys for all coming back today.
Thanks for having us.
Good to be back. So we're going to do things a little bit differently today. You've been told the questions ahead of time. You have them written down on these pieces of poster board. So are you guys ready for the Pop Quiz?
Yeah, let's do it.
For sure. Okay, it's time for the Pop Quiz. Question 1, going back to the fall now. The biggest surprise during football season was blank. Okay, so Sean went with Neshaminy, Ace with LaSalle, Geoff with Imhotep. You guys are off to a pretty bad start. No matches here. I went with McDevitt. I thought Bishop McDevitt really surprised some people in single A, making a run in the state tournament. But even though we didn't match, I'll give you guys each a chance to kind of state your case and give you a reason why you picked each team. So Sean, we'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. Neshaminy with their 3rd head coach in as many years, but Steve Wilmot did a great job with a pretty young team. They did bring their quarterback back, Mason Jones, and expectations were relatively low, but the team had a good year.
And Ace LaSalle, I mean, they had a pretty good year as well.
They did. They win the Catholic League Championship, and they broke St. Joe's Prep's 2-year stranglehold on the title. And although Prep had some new faces, LaSalle did also, including a new head coach.
And Imhotep, Geoff, I think everybody thought that they were going to be pretty good, so why Imhotep?
I just think that they exceeded expectations. I mean, they beat Wood this year. They had some great coaching. Their running attack, everything in the backfield as well, was extremely well this year. I just think that they probably, or in my mind, exceeded expectations.
Well, even though you guys didn't match me, I like all of your answers, so everybody gets 5 points, so congratulations on that. All right, let's move along now to question 2. Staying in football season, but looking ahead to next year. The football team to look out for next season is blank. All right, Sean went with Neshaminy again. Okay, Ace with Imhotep, Geoff with Upper Dublin. Well, first time it didn't work for you. This time it did. We got a match on Neshaminy. I think the Redskins are going to be pretty good next year. You know, you talked about a couple of those key players. Ace, Imhotep, they're going to have a coaching change, but you still think they're going to be pretty good.
I do. So much talent on that team, and there's going to be a period of adjustment with a new coach coming in, well, with an interim coach coming in. But I think there's so much talent on the team that they're not going to be slowed down that much. Asheem Young, one of the most highly recruited players in the country, got an offer from Alabama last week, so that tells you a little bit about the Panthers.
And Geoff, Upper Dublin, they lose their quarterback, Ryan Stover, but you still think they're going to be pretty good?
It's a stretch. I do still think they're going to be good. However, coming off of a tremendous year this year, I think that maybe they can build on that and continue to win for, in the next upcoming years.
Sean with the match, 10 points for you. Congratulations. All right, moving on to question 3, and we're going into the winter season now. The basketball player that really turned heads in 2016 was blank. Okay, Sean went with the Catholic League MVP from Archbishop Carroll, Ryan Daly. Ace with Lamar Stevens of Roman, and Geoff with Eric Dixon. I went with Eric Dixon as well. I mean, he just really impressed me over at Abington. I guess he impressed you as well.
Freshman, 6'6", just about 250 pounds, can play both the 1 and the 5 and every position in between. It's hard not to be impressed.
And Lamar Stevens, I mean, it was his first year in the Catholic League, and he really dominated.
He did, and I thought his performance in the state championship game was by far the most dominant performance I saw all season. 4 or 5 dunks in that game just really changed the momentum and led Roman to their second consecutive state title.
Well, Geoff, you got the match, 10 points for you, but I like your answer, and I like your answer too. 5 points for each of you guys. All right. Another basketball question. A basketball team, boys or girls, that didn't win a state title this past year, but has a shot in 2017 is blank. Okay, Sean went with Abington, Ace with MCS, the Mighty Elephants, and Geoff went with Martin Luther King. I'm with Ace on this one, MCS. And I think you and I both agree it's mainly because they're in that low classification because of how small of a school they are.
Right, they make a run to the state championship last year. Came up a little bit short in the championship game, but that team was so loaded with underclassmen, and I think that experience, they'll be able to lean on that coming into this season, so I look for the Mighty Elephants to make another run.
And Sean, we just talked about Eric Dixon, so I kind of agree that Abington should be pretty good.
Absolutely. Dixon, a freshman going into his sophomore year, but there are a lot of other good young players on this Abington team. Xavier Monroe is a freshman coming back at the guard position, and they have quite a few players coming back that should make a difference next year.
Well, Ace, you've got the match, 10 points for you, but I got to give you 5 because I said Eric Dixon in the last answer, so 5 points for Sean. All right, final question. Not high school athletics related, but varsity voice related. We're going to test your memory here. 2-part question, 10 points for each part. So how many times were you on Pop Quiz on Varsity Voice this year, and how many times did you pass? What did you guys say? Okay, Sean said 3 out of 4 times. Ace, 6 out of 7 with an asterisk. We'll get to that in a moment. And Geoff, 3 out of 3. So why the asterisk?
Well, honestly, because I got robbed one time. And so that was my one failure, and so that's filed under protest. And so there's going to be an investigation. We'll find out what happens later.
Okay, let's see how good your memories were. Sean, 3 out of 4. 10 points for both parts, so 20 points total. Geoff, 3 out of 3, and you are correct there, 20 points for you. Ace, it was actually only 5 times that you were on. You did fail the 1 time, so I'm not going to give you any credit. No points for you, 20 points for you guys. So with that, Sean, you are the winner of our final pop quiz. Congratulations.
Means a lot, Ari. Means a heck of a lot.
Well, listen, in all seriousness, thank you guys for coming back, and thank you guys for making pop quiz so much fun all year.
Absolutely.
Check out what else is coming up on the Sports Fan Base Network. Well, that about wraps things up for this edition of Varsity Voice, and this is our final in-studio episode, but we have a very special season finale coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yes, we do. We had the opportunity to follow around 2 student athletes from GA. It was a great experience because, you know, we see them on the field, but we forget that they have school as well, too.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. It'll definitely provide a unique perspective.
I'm very excited to see the final product as well, and make sure you tune in 2 weeks at our special start time, 5:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. for our 1-hour season finale. For Frankie Stokes and Mike Samsel, I'm Ari Bluestein. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a good night. Yeah, I think it's going to be
Do
good.
a take 2. Sound is rolling. Mark is not.
Sorry, did not get
Yellow second slate.
Take 5, or act 5.
Can we do a take 2 on the slate?
Act 5, take.
So let's do some rapid fire prediction. Oh, okay. All right, let's start from the top. I'm doing bad right now. Okay, count me down. What did I get about 12?
5, take 2.
That's That should be the whole thing. Oh.
Slate face.
You gotta wait till he does it.
Okay, slate face.
Act 5, take 3.
Take 3.
Take 1.
Action.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
All right, be less excited about New Year's.
Okay.
Not that great. A little overrated, to be honest. I'd like to see how they do against an undefeated.
I couldn't do a straight face. It wasn't working. I was like, come on, no.
When I take 1.
Welcome back. I am now joined by 2 members of the New and Goretti Girls Basketball State Championship team, seniors Alicia Kevy and Kamaya Smalls. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us today.
Action.
Welcome back. It's time for the pop quiz, and we bring back our favorite student here on the pop quiz, Aaron Ace Carter from the Philadelphia.
Wait.
Quiet on the. My hair.
It's as usual.
That's the way I roll. That's my style. Yeah, that back piece.
Mark, is that camera?
I'm just glad I have hair. I'm showing you right here.
Action.
Okay. Episode 213, Act 3, take 1.
Oh, 213. That wasn't that good. No, blooper.
Select video equipment for Varsity Voice has been provided by DMP Video. DMP Video. You provide the moment, we'll capture the memories. For more information about our videography services, please go to our website at www.dmpvid.com.
The Sports Fan Base Network, this area's leader in high school sports broadcasting, is continually bringing you the most in-depth coverage. Join us for Varsity Voice every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN, where we'll have interviews with players, coaches, writers, and more, plus analysis, highlights, and in-depth features on major topics in the Delaware Valley high school sports community. Tune in every other Wednesday at 6 p.m. on TCN for the best high school sports show around, Varsity Voice, presented by SFBN.